Good morning. Happy Sunday. Thanks for being here with me today. We are continuing on with the Unplayed series. Games beginning with the letter R. We've come upon Roadwarden, which I acquired as part of the Dice and Destiny Humble Bundle in December of last year. So, hasn't been waiting around that long. Let's jump into it. There are 3 rivers of faith, the core readings of Right's tablets, the rivers of order, truth, and freedom. And I guess we will do a new game. Everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people would never risk a lonely journey. Road wardens not only accept this struggle, they embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses, and, if possible, get rid of the beasts and highwaymen. They live on the road, die young, or retire early. It's a dangerous job, but a respectable one, and it pays well. So, I can either say I leave the safety of the city walls, or I still have my doubts. Let's go make some money. Pick a difficulty mode. This choice can't be altered later on. We can do casual for those focused on the story, no time limit, more cash at the start, and some quests are more forgiving. Standard for those familiar with RPGs, a 40-day time limit with regular rule set. Or restrictive for the returning road wardens, 30-day time limit and increased nighttime damage. Do advanced options. What's that? Oh. Switch to presets. Let's try standard. I might die because I'm not super great at RPGs, but we'll try. The wall is still standing, there are no wolves around, no stench of blood, good signs. This should be the place you're looking for. You were supposed to meet with a group of soldiers, but you hear no voices, no sounds of labor. The gate is ajar, but the camp isn't safe. It may keep away the goblins and pebblers, but not beastfolk nor trolls, and the night is near. Your palfrey breathes heavily. It had a long day. I could just look for another shelter. I need to look around cautiously. I dismount and sneak to the gate. Let's peek inside. I get off the horse and enter the camp briskly. Take care of yourself. If you're hurt or exhausted, some actions won't be available to you. The weaker you are, the higher the chance you'll die in combat. Your heavy boots hit the ground, and the pain of a long ride finally catches up with you. You stretch out, bringing your back and legs comfort. All you want now is a table, a decent chair, a nice mug of beer, and some warm stew. With any luck, your axe won't be needed here. I approach the gate slowly. If it's a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space, the fire pit is cold. 2 people are sitting at the table, tired and disheartened. They're looking in different directions, paying no attention to one another. One of them's holding a cup. After a moment, you notice the quiet humming. You recognize the melody of light-hearted drinking song from the city harbor. I need to look around cautiously. People inside the camp didn't even notice the clatter of hooves. Short, dry grasses barely cover the arid soil of this valley, but you're maybe a minute away from the edge of the sparse woods, which get denser as they climb up the hills. At best, this trail has a few more years before getting overgrown for good. Hard to believe it's the only route north. Doesn't look like much of a threat. It takes them a few breaths to glance in your direction. The first person greets you with a wave of the hand. There are bags under his eyes. His beard is messy. Despite his simple shirt, he is wearing durable, decent boots. A mace with a head covered in iron hangs at his side, but he doesn't reach for it. Take a look at the second soul. Just like you, she is wearing a gambeson, but hers is a bit loose, as if she took it off a corpse. Her head is shaven, as if she's protecting herself from flesh-eating bugs. Her eyes are weary yet kind. She smiles. Considering the squad was sent here half a year ago, these 2 surely look the part. Well, there should be more of them. 8, you believe. Let them speak first. It's nice to see an unharmed traveler in this godforsaken shithole. Makes me just a tiny bit hopeful. Bearded man's voice is strong yet timid. You'll be staying the night with us, I guess. We're soldiers, he and I, adds the armored woman. Her voice switches from half asleep to relaxed. We'll do our best to keep the camp safe, but if you were to take the first watch, it would be a huge help. Travelers ought to help each other, wouldn't you say? You think for a moment. To fully rest, you would need a good sleep. I'll say sure, leave it to me. Fantastic, she rubs her hand together. I don't remember the last time I got more than half a night's sleep. The hours before midnight should be the calmest. Just wake us up if anything happens. The man flashes a wide smile. It's easy to wake us up. Just yell. He drinks from his mug. Ask about your lieutenant. You wonder how to phrase your question. Whenever you meet new people, you can influence how they perceive you by selecting one of the attitudes. Friendly, supportive, and cordial. Playful, use a joke or witty comment. Distanced, hide your emotions. Intimidating, hint at threat. Or vulnerable, be sad, tired, afraid, or hopeless. I'll just be cordial. We just met. I was hoping to meet with your lieutenant. Could we talk for a bit? The woman lets out a loud sigh, dusts off her gambeson, and steps toward you, pays little attention to the sword at her side. We most definitely can, you and I, though holding this rank is still somewhat new to me. Are you a messenger? Did you lose your mount? She observed you with curiosity. Or are you looking for help? I'm your new Roadwarden. My horse is waiting outside. Really? The shoulder in his shirt leans forward. That explains how you got here in one piece all by yourself. Better bring your beast here, as a lieutenant. We have no hay, but I bet it dreams of dropping its saddle. I'm Tulia, by the way. She reaches out her hand. You can say, shake her hand. It may be a trap, just for stop pretending to be embarrassed. I should wash myself first, but you can call me. How do you want people to call you? Leto is fine. Her grasp is confident, the shake is slight. Just keep your horse away from the tents. We don't need to smell its dung. Also, there is this one issue. The soldier insert also races to his feet. We've no tent to spare. You'll have to use a blanket or something. I should get used to sleeping on the ground anyway. You walk through the gate. Your mount looks around and snorts anxiously. Not many humans could ride a horse. It's not only taller than you, but also bulky, as heavy as strong. You can get in the saddle within a single breath. Most people wouldn't know where to even begin. From every side, it's a wall of flesh. Horses were brought to the Dragonwoods from the conquests in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outrun some of the local monsters. Your palfrey needs you to survive, but without it, you too would be lost. Interesting that it seems like people don't know what horses are. They're unusual. It's my only companion here. I want it to feel at ease. Or I don't care how it feels, but I need to be strong if I want to travel and I can't afford another one. I'll say it's my only companion. Have some heart. It takes a few steps toward you, scolding you with another snort. You scratch the bottom of its neck with strength and confidence, just the way it likes it. Humans see useful animals, and even pets, as monsters in disguise. Getting them emotionally attached to them is believed to leave humans to their doom, but you know that horses need companionship. Speak to it gently and lead it to the camp. You end up next to the fire pit. Removing the saddle makes the horse nicker with relief. You take a couple of minutes to examine its back, just in case. While the riding equipment is not that heavy for such a strong animal, with enough time it starts to chafe. You wish you had something better to eat than this shabby grass. You should look for an inn. To unpack. You haven't brought that many things, and you lost one of the sacks while fleeing the Crimson Corpse Eaters. Worst of all, you have no rope left, but maybe the soldiers could share one. Shouldn't cost more than a dragon bone. Okay, there's dragons. Aside from the travel set, you own a few valuable possessions, essential for your trade. So you can learn more about the 3 classes before committing. Fighter. I spent my savings on decent combat equipment. I have a fine gambeson, an axe made of steel, a reliable crossbow with quarrels. Or Mage. I have talismans that help me use my powers, as well as an iron axe and a worn gambeson. Scholar. I carry writing instruments and alchemical ingredients, as well as an iron axe, a worn gambeson, and a small healing potion. To learn more about the 3 classes. As a fighter, you'll have an easier time in physical challenges thanks to your superior equipment and hidden bonuses during dice rolls. You will be physically more capable than other classes, what opens unique opportunities during some social interactions. It's the best class for RPG beginners. The fighter's weakness is their reliance on physical strength. Your special abilities won't be available to you if your vitality points drop to 0. The mage uses Pneuma, a versatile but limited pool of energy points that can be spent to cast a few humble spells. Magic won't protect you better than a sharp axe, but as a mage, you'll be able to heal faster while resting, detect magic in a mysterious area, distract a beast with a simple trick, and find a common tongue with other magic users. Using the mage's powers too freely will result in having no Pneuma left when you need it the most. The scholar will know more about the world's mysteries than you, helping you take advantage of some unusual situations. Your character will impress the locals with its knowledge, and you'll be able to read the sparse written clues without anyone's assistance. Scholars struggle with combat more than other classes, but with enough carefulness and exploration, you'll gain access to alchemical mixtures that will help you escape from many dangerous situations. So the Scholar sounds super interesting, but because I'm new to this game, I think I should probably just be a fighter. Seems the most straightforward. You unpack and inspect your belongings. Your water skin... Oh, open your inventory to see your possessions. Unless you're occupied with another task, you can eat food, drink potions, and use items from this menu. Be sure to click on each new item you receive, as some of them can have unusual applications. Food rations consist of dried meat, crackers, nuts, seeds, fruits, and water, which spoil slowly and don't require additional cooking. Merchandise. A pouch with coins. City artisans make coins by cutting dragon bones into slices. They are valued by merchants, though rarely used in the countryside. Gambeson. Padded defensive jacket made of linen filled with rags. It's the cheapest type of armor, yet surprisingly effective, and as a result, very common. Travel set. Your sacks contain all sorts of useful tools. Well-crafted battle axe. Traveling with an axe shows you've learned how to fight humans and human-sized monsters, while having a weapon made of steel makes it clear you are someone to be reckoned with. Crossbow. Difficult to make and valued for their usefulness, crossbows can be used even by an inexperienced traveler and can pierce most scales and armors. Okay. You unpack and inspect your belongings. Your water skin isn't pierced, spare clothes are still here. Just in case, you take a look at your wooden bowl and mug, your cape, tinderbox, bandages, food rations, knife, nothing too special or cumbersome. From time to time, your routine helps you avoid mistakes, but this doesn't make it any more exciting. I return to the soldiers. It's 15 minutes before dusk. They're at the table again, observing your beast and chatting between themselves. Your stomach growls at the sight of them eating out of wooden bowls. One more bowl was put at a previously unused end of the table. You can sit down on a tree log. I join them and take a look at the meal. I thank them for the meal, but I don't want to eat with them. I sit down and ask Tulia what she can tell me about the area, completely ignore the meal, and I sit down to speak to Tulia. Free food. I want to eat. Keeping your stomach full will make you stronger. Starvation won't allow you to restore vitality while resting. You can find your supplies in the inventory. It's cold gruel, the meal eaten in times of hardship. The specific bowl is filled with water, hog millet, some strange-looking cereals, and blueberries. Welcoming you with a meal, and even a humble one, is beyond their duty. Soldiers live with and for their companions, constantly on the move from one part of the realm to another, making sacrifices to protect their group as they face dozens of hideous creatures. Their lives are filled with discipline, hardship, and camaraderie. Roadwardens, on the other hand, learned how to work by themselves. They seldom engage in open combat, patrolling the same roads for years. They help the settlement stay in touch, but also maintain commerce, settle down, forge friendships. While there are no laws to follow, they use their own judgment, different responsibilities, and different lifestyles. They quickly, not focusing on the taste, and then speak with Tulia. Hey, I have been nourished. She's focused and chooses her words carefully. She looks away only when she gathers her thoughts. I'm afraid I can tell you less than I would like to, and less than I should. She nods toward the other soldier. As you can see, there are not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer, there were 8 of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead, and 1 has run away in tears. We are also strangers in this land, adds her companion. Any piece of information may help me to do my job. Man leans forward, his legs shake nervously. He sounds like a kid asking a bard to sing one more story, tell a joke, or do a magic trick. Whatever it takes to escape from boredom. His untrimmed beard hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What do these officials tell you? I expect not much. No soul governs these lands. Share what I consider to be relevant, or what I've discussed with the officials should stay between me and them. I'll share. You tell the soldiers how little guidance you've received. Since this area is too far away from Hovlavan to keep it under control, you were warned that it's untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests. From time to time, new people come here to look for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. Do they turn it into walking corpses, or find what they're looking for? No soul could tell me, so I was looking for your guidance. Lieutenant drinks from her cup and crosses her legs, ankle on knee. Seeing her chair makes you doubt she'll ever find a comfortable position. Where should we start? I've lost my rope. Could you spare one? You're in luck. She heads toward one of the crates and moves aside a large linen sack, revealing rope. She brings it back and nonchalantly sits it down on her chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind. Take a closer look. I shall buy it for $0. Tulia nods. For now, you leave the rope on the table. That's interesting, though, that it gives you the option to barter. What should I know about the peninsula? I'll tell you what I know, and you'll be the judge, says the lieutenant. How long did it take you to get here from the city? On a decent palfrey, I would guess it would be 3-4 days. When you confirm, she continues, from here you can reach the coast in about a day, as long as you don't make any stops. Do you know the situation? Why no ships can get here? You nod. The sea route allows Havlavan officials to keep in touch with the coastal villages, collect taxes, move the soldiers, collect lumber, deliver tools, but maintaining order on a wild coast such as this one is like filling the ocean depths with coins. I wonder if the music is going to change at any point. It's a little repetitive. Because of the rocks, you can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from the shore, and the boats can't get much closer. She nods. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not that many people living by the shore, and they don't crave to stay in touch with the city folk. As she pauses, her companion carries on. No soul from the north ever came to the camp, but when we travel to the roadside inn, Pelt of the North, they're happy to trade, and to play dice. Why not just stay at one of the settlements? Man clears his throat. I mean, we're to guard this road, this camp is our post, and well, he turns toward Tulia. She lowers her voice. Don't take this the wrong way, Leto, but are you a devout soul? Ooh. So, am I a part of the United Church? I follow teachings of an order of truth. I have a place in my fellowship. You'd probably call me a pagan. There's no evidence of the right's existence, and all mystical tales are explained by magic. No, I'm not. Okay, so I can say, yeah, I'm part of, the big church. I can be like, oh, I'm part of a monastery, so, a smaller church. There's village spirits, kind of a local faith. I'm spiritual, but not religious. And then I'm an atheist. Yeah. I'll do the Order of Truth. Oh, I see. She hesitantly looks away. I don't know much about that River of Faith, but I'm sure we're not that different. I'm a Unite myself, she says with sort of pride in her voice. So she follows the United Church. Maybe just explain what you were thinking of. The people here are disquieting. Every few words she taps the table with her finger. The traditions won't help them negotiate with the officials. Here, she starts to draw the lines with the index finger, she pointing to an invisible map. Peninsula is connected with roads, like a big circle. In the northwest, you'll find a weird village at a bog. It's not exactly pagan. I don't think it even has a priest who claims to be an eremite. You nod. She means a fellowship. So that's the more local village faiths. They do crazy shit. Her companion chips in. They use the dead to cut down trees and dig in soil. Once I saw it, I begged to never return there. I see. You've heard tales such as this one since you were a child. If an isolated settlement manages to survive without a city's influence, its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Every generation learns how to adapt to the dangerous conditions they have to deal with, and the rustic pagan traditions muddy their river of faith. The United Church often warns its members about the crazy druids, necromancers, and blood mages, the bringers of doom, the traitors to humankind. Were you able to speak with necromancers? Hop at the east. Any monster worth mentioning? Anything that could catch my mount? We saw all sorts of beasts. The man starts to count on his fingers. Goblins, treants, cats, large and small, runners, howlers, wolves, spike boars, moflin, eaters, griffins, but we managed to stay away. Some could catch up with most mounts. Tulia Glances at her companion. Though it probably should be fine. The trees are so tall the flying creatures keep to the coast and mountains. There's not many humans around, and the animals are busy fighting amongst themselves. They fight more for food than territory. Soldier cracks on his knuckles. Don't provoke them and ride fast. Just count on luck. Are you able to speak with the necromancers? You can see why we're not eager to go there if we could avoid it, Lieutenant chuckles. Maybe they'll be more welcoming to a Roadwarden. The roads are dangerous with little no shelters. People need your help. Man's shirt turns a bit and points a finger to the northwest. If you're heading to the undead village, you'll get to an inn first, and soon. Tulia nods. Pelt to the north is a safe place. You can talk with the innkeep or the guards, ask them about the road. And how about the east? She stares off across the camp. Hard to tell. We went there only once. There are hills, forests, rivers. We saw a tunnel sculpted in leaves and branches, but we didn't enter it. Wilderness all around. Well, that's all I need to know. I'm afraid we can't do more for you. I mean, that's information. That is absolutely information. Any ideas what happened to the previous Roadwarden? Tulia takes a breath. Are you a bit late for a rescue mission? We haven't heard from him for almost half a year. Soldiers speak for a bit themselves, trying to get their story straight. They confirm that he had stopped by their camp a few times, but stopped showing up at all in early summer. Bearded soldier starts to scratch the table with the tip of his knife without looking at you. I don't remember his voice. Always busy, drowning in things to take care of. He would sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, clean clothes, write notes on a wax tablet of his. Yep, and leave at dawn. Unlike us, Asterion never gets bored. Tulia lets out a joyless chuckle. He's secretive, but some of the locals speak about him warmly. Maybe he just doesn't like us. Sounds like you're not sure if he's dead or not. If anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone is keeping him in a basement, the man carves with passion. We haven't seen him, or his Saurarian. Something ate them, I bet. Officials have hired you, right? They don't expect him to return. Richer Roadwardens often use four-legged meat-eating Saurians as their mounts. They have to be tamed and trained since they're hatching, but unlike horses, they can easily defend themselves from many monsters. At least your palfrey is fast and reliable and won't suddenly sink his teeth into an innocent passerby. Do you know what he was looking for? Maybe he left you a message? Neither one of us had any insight into his dealings, says Tulia. My predecessor left me no clues. We almost took a look at Asterian's stuff. Wait, she raised her open palm. I almost forgot. She stands up and heads to a nearby tent. He has kids in a village near Havlaven. I was planning to take all his things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, some potions. Quite a treasure, she glanced at you. But I would much prefer to bring them the truth about their father. So you want me to find out what happened to him in exchange for his stuff? Here's the catch. She dusts off the hilt of her sword. We've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders. Since she hasn't returned and you know nothing about her, she either ran away or something happened to her. She sighs with resignation. We are meant to stay here until fall. What do you think? Come see us, tell us what you've learned about the man, and we'll get back to Havlaven together? You think about your real mission. You were planning to return to Havlaven in the early fall anyway. If he's alive, I don't think he's going to be happy about me taking away all of his possessions. True, but he's considered dead. I doubt he'd begrudge you anything, and who knows, you might just find his shell lying on the roadside tomorrow. He wears mail, uses a spear mostly, maybe 5 feet tall, but stout, long red beard, short hair, pale face, rarely smiles. She glances at her companion, but after he adds nothing, she sits down and stretches her legs. So find out what happened to him. Dead, alive, left, just let me know. I can use my journal to view the list of quests. Oh. I can write notes? Find the Roadwarden. Huh. Okay. Maybe I should save at some point. What happened to your squad? Man shrugs. Bandits happened, and monsters. A strong band, though, his companion chips in. When we got to the peninsula in spring, we saw some people living in this camp. Lieutenant decided to avoid it and looked for an inn. We had to travel through the night for a bit. Bearded soldier scoffs and crosses his arms, which he carries on. If he had decided otherwise, we all would have died that day. Innkeeper explained that the camp is a trap. Those armed ones pretend to be soldiers. Stay there at night, lose everything you have. Sounds like slave hunters. Very much so. They killed some and took others away, who knows where. They were letting northerners go, hoping to avoid their wrath. Kind of worked, adds a soldier. We asked them for help, but they refused. We had to clear the entire camp on our own, and that's why 3 of our people died. Don't exaggerate. It's not like the lieutenant didn't make a mistake. He wanted to get rid of them and take over their camp, but we didn't know our enemy well enough. We were outnumbered, and they had an ice mage among them. She looks at you. At least we cleared the road, saved lives. Mention monsters as well? Nothing that would surprise you. Those of us who survived the skirmish were young, too inexperienced to spend a summer in this place without a good leader, and they didn't trust me. One of them got caught by a treant. Another one ignored my orders to perform some kind of a ritual hunt, so a werebear tore her to pieces. The last one tried to act tough, didn't tell us he had cut hand while cleaning his gambeson. We had to cut it off, and he was so ashamed he decided to walk north, find a new life, and disappear. Idiot. What a colorful journey. The man tries to drink from his mug, but it's empty. You made the place safer. Barely. Tulia seems tired, and who knows if it was worth the lives and effort. Tulia, how did you become lieutenant? It's not much of a story. In the city, there's a strict order of what should I call it? Well, leadership succession, I guess. Havloven chief selects commanders, those select lieutenants, those put their soldiers in order of priority. If the lieutenant dies, they get replaced by the next soldier in line. So you're his successor. No, not exactly. When we fought the bandits, our lieutenant was hit by a slingshot. His boyfriend jumped in to help him, but failed to protect either of them from a spell. It was like a ball of ice that hung above them and exploded, piercing their heads, completely avoiding the shield. Really unpleasant. She pauses. And you were the third one in line, is that right? Basically, yeah. I didn't plan to become leader, though. I'll get demoted once we return to city. I prefer to follow anyway. What was your squad's mission? You know, the usual, make the road safe, keep people alive. Can't really tell you. Let's just say it would be nice to have a reliable outpost somewhere nearby, a place where you can always find a group of fighters willing to protect you in the name of the law. Any other questions? Anything I should know about this camp? Story's brief. Some merchants built the camp to have extra stop for mules and donkeys just between the inn and the southern villages. The plains of grass here and a pond nearby. When the peninsula grew more dangerous, the camp stood abandoned, from time to time serving as a shelter for travelers. Bandits came in here as spring, further paralyzing the exchange of information between the northern and southern settlements. Since these highwaymen are no more, the situation may reverse. Time may tell. You can sleep here whenever you want, man concludes, though don't expect to wake up without the pain in your back. If you were me, where would you go next? To the inn, of course. One northwest from here. If you can't afford the room, the main hall is free of charge. Locals rarely gather there. Northern Road is much more traveled, but the hunters will tell you about this and that, and you'll have a chance to introduce yourself. Innkeeper can listen, knows many souls. Any tips on how I can make a good first impression? Avoid cheap jokes. Stick to trade, don't waste his time. Show him you can be relied on. Okay, so I'll be cordial. As I have been. It's getting late, we should prepare for the night. I agree, and may you do better than Asterion did. Stay vigilant. Thank you for your help. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face. Oh, stay tidy to have a better chance of influencing others. Nice. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face, which makes you even more aware of how much you need a bath. After the night, it will only get worse. Your horse is already napping, still too anxious to lay down. Prepare for my watch. Soldier in the shirt is eager to guide you. Just observe the area. There's plenty of griffins around, but they won't try to jump over the palisade, probably. Better watch out for the apes. They climb up and carry out any food they find. And this one really loud were-elk that keeps smelling the wall who's ever tried to get in. Lieutenant and I will block the entrances. They're quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call us to help you out. And if this is someone being chased by wolves or anything, better throw them the rope instead. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire, and the best place is on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket up there or something. Watchtower? He gives you a long, puzzled look. Oh, here! He points at the pile of crates. Just climb up to the tallest one. You'll have a great view of the northern side. The more dangerous side. And also, I know you're tired after all that riding. He points to the tent on the other side of camp. I can handle a couple hours of sleeping on the ground. If you wish, go there after me and rest just this once. At least I'll have Paladin inside. I smile. Thanks a lot. You pull your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but the sporadic summer breeze brings gentle refreshment. From time to time, your back aches, and you have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. The light of the moon helps you focus on the tall grasses. For most of the time, you spout smaller critters. Blah, blah, blah. Both sides walk away. Don't let it distract me. Keep looking around. Seems like nothing is happening. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you've had enough, you climb down and go to a tent, waking up the bearded man with just a couple words. You confirm nothing important has happened. Gather my things, squeeze into the tent. I use my bag as a pillow, put my blanket over the pallet, cover myself with a cloak. Sleeping in a tent is not the stuff of dreams, but it's a much welcomed rest. The pallet keeps the cold soil away. The moonlight saves the outside world from the eerie gloom. You listen to your own breath and find a comfortable position. Your job starts tomorrow. Focus on the real goal of my journey. The Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your wandering duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula. Learn about the territory, resources, and threats, get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiations with Havlavan officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? At least I have time, 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak with Tulia and return to Havlaven. There you'll report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue. My options are... Thank God the repetitive music stopped. Maybe they didn't expect me to select every single option. It's possible. I somehow knew that I was about to get a chat. It's someone who's gonna get banned. That was so interesting. I'm starting to get a sixth sense for when the bots are going to come in. Anyway, so my own goal, I need to gather some extra coins so I can save my sibling from debt collectors. I need to gather some extra coins so I can retire early and live in prosperity and safety. If I gather enough connections among the local leaders, I'll use them to become a major player of the Merchant Guild. I want to be remembered as the soul who brought peace and order to this realm, a hero. I just want to help people, make this region safer for the locals and the newcomers alike. I need to find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past and I want to be forgotten. Well, it said that road wardens need to retire early. So, I guess extra coins so I can retire early and live in prosperity and safety. My new entry is to become rich. Can't travel during the night, press the sleep button to rest. Your half-asleep sentences are catching up with sounds of the wild forest. Your instincts keep you alert and anxious, though the pleasant, humid, late summer air evens it out slowly. You're thinking about your goal. You need to gather your strength. You can spend the night sleeping in a borrowed tent. It's nothing special, but it will protect you from wind and rain. Yeah, let's sleep. Okay, so I add a full heart, but then I'm a little bit hungrier and a little bit dirtier. Okay. Weird smell like roast, no, burning meat, burning rotten meat. Horse looking around nervously, your bags where you left them, see an open gate. Go outside to see what's happening. Little soldier standing near a humble pyre, man in a shirt looks at it contemplatively. Who has wanted to address you? Leto, we've used the horse's manure for the flames, don't worry about cleaning it up. See a corpse on the flanks, possible to tell if it belongs to a male or female, but it was an adult. Burning process won't be over for a couple more hours. Traveler or an undead? Oh, latter, a young one. She lacked the pneuma to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. I stabbed her with a spear from a safe distance. One more fog and she'd be a real threat. Even now, it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours, and each moment it spends in the fogs. Burning the dead is not just religious practice, it's a necessity. Soldiers, priests, village mayors, even road wardens, making a large pyre takes a lot of time, but it saves lives. Tuya calls this undead a she. Most unites hesitate to do so. Interesting. So this is like post-zombie apocalypse, it seems like. Alright, I guess time for me to leave. Running away from the reek, huh? I don't blame you. She walks with you a few steps. Find us here if you need us, or if you learn what happens to Asterion. There's enough ground here for you to rest. Safe travels. Words make you stop. Old farewell, mocked in a number of songs and tales, but hear no scorn in Tulia's voice. You wonder how many acts of kindness like this one you're going to experience in the days to follow. She returns to Pyre. Prepare myself for the journey. You somehow miss the fact that your mount is already saddled and warmed up. You double-check the equipment, but you don't need to fix anything. Soldiers are still in it. Normally, preparing any palfrey for a long journey takes a lot of time. Oh, that's nice. They did it for me. Put it on your gambeson and make sure that your axe is tightly attached to your belt, then get in the saddle. Palfrey knickers, ready to leave. It's time for you to get to the crossroads north of here. I need to ride north. Travel forward to continue your journey. Once you're done with the north, you'll speak with Tulia to return to Hofleiven. Travel north. Different music! Even at a later hour, you wouldn't expect to meet... Oh! Superbase says, alternatively, there's a non-zero number of vampires, necromancers, and or liches who haven't received their government-approved ration of stabbings yet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's all sorts of magical creatures. But they said that every corpse eventually starts walking. So in addition to all the magical creatures, it seems like there's also some kind of zombie shit happening. Maybe it is a necromancer who's just like, everybody! Even at a later hour, you wouldn't expect to meet any travelers in the valley. The warm summer breeze lures your mount forward, but the serene chirping of birds is quickly replaced by the distracting screeches and gurgles coming from further down the path. You soon find a pack of four-legged griffins. They are larger than foxes and merge the features of birds and furried beasts. Each one is of different size, coat, colors, temperaments are just as varied. Fronts are covered with vivid feathers, while the rears have darker fur. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. About 24 beasts are yelling, brawling, and chasing each other around, blocking your path. I wonder if I can resize this window. Seemingly, yes. Now I can see the chat. Hooray! Consider my options. You can't enter the forest blindly. If these or other creatures were to chase after you, the thicket would be disastrous for your horse. There are reasons why travelers stay as close to the main roads as possible, and why adventurers move in groups. Usually the safest approach would be to stay where you are and just wait for the pack to get hungry. It may, however, take up to a couple of hours. You're thinking about your conversation with Tulia. You've got a lot to do, and time may be of the essence. If I have any vitality points, I can use the warrior's training to access unique interactions. Oh, okay. The dice icon marks the actions that involve random chance. I guess... Oh. Getting through them should be easy enough. I guess, that unique thing was because of being a warrior. Learn more about my abilities in the character sheet. When my vitality is above 0, I find ways to overcome physical struggles. So I don't have to roll. And I also have an advantage during physical interactions that involve random chance. Yes. I am a member of the Order of Truth. Pray to the right and follow the River of Truth. Supported a monastery. Spiritual growth, artistry, herbalism, magical research. Okay. Sewing experience. Return. So... Initially, your horse completely trusts your guidance, though after a few steps it snorts. Prepare your axe, get ready to push away any griffin willing to jump on you. Once you get in the middle of a surprised herd, your mount squeals and gallops forward. Creatures in front of you flee, others try to jump at you from both sides. You kick them away, while the third one gets close, its beak lands only on your boot. Hard leather keeps you safe. You ride away and griffins can't keep up. You hear their screeches while your mount slows down. I don't give them the opportunity to catch up with me. I have reached the first crossroads! Road splits. According to what the soldiers have told you, you may find a safe inn by turning left. The forest to the right is lush and trail overgrown. Kids used to have the song, how did it go? Harshest pathway leads to Dragon's Lair. Those who search for treasure, do you truly dare? Signpost in front of you doesn't make your situation much clearer. It was put here by someone who can't write for folks who can't read. Covered in old red paint, it points east. Blood there, as people say. Danger to be found. Not a soul to ask for guidance. Look at my horse. What's his name? Sodal? What should my horse be named? Sodal is an interesting name. guess it could be Sodal. Sodal is peaceful as you stroke its mane. Maybe it can't help you choose a path, but you've spent many years together. Happy to go on, takes a couple steps forward. You spot a few berry shrubs and wild cabbages, but they still need at least 2 weeks to gain maturity. Time to make a turn. We want to go west. To find the inn. Sodal trots with ease, unbothered by the few branches covering the beaten road. Bird songs and distant howls draw your attention to the forest, which gets sparser and brighter. You spot boars, roe deer, and saurians. Sight of a nearby wolf pack worries you, but once you push your hips forward and your palfrey enters a canter, the beasts don't even begin a pursuit. Speed alone will protect you from many dangers. You notice a stone tower taller than trees. Must be the inn I've heard about. Inns like this one fit the regions traveled by merchants, but you wouldn't expect a place of this size in a forsaken peninsula. Stone and lumber must have been transported from far away. The workers, guarded by expensive mercenaries, surely lived for many seasons in a primitive hamlet subsisting on salted supplies. There are seemingly no cracks in the wall. The building was whitewashed only a few years back. Road is wide and beaten. Dozens of souls could hide if not for the buildings. If not in the buildings, then at least in the yard. The expenses and labor put into this fortress were worth many trading ships. 3 armed people are on the ramparts, though you only see what's above their waistline. They are leaning on the parapet right next to the gate, and you think you notice a glimpse of a smile. They wear gambesons, each one of them dyed differently, yellow, green, and linen gray. I approach the gate. A woman in yellow armor leans forward. She has long, curly, disorderly red hair, pointing in every possible direction. This combination of colors doesn't work at all. In the woods, one would have to shout to draw this much attention. There is still a fair distance between the two of you, but she speaks loudly. I haven't seen a horse for years now. I just said that it's weird to see such a large jackass. Huh. Her voice is young and strong, with an accent that reminds you of the villages spread around Havlavan. But no jackass would wear a saddle, I'd say. She exchanges a few words with the male guard wearing green, giving you time to move closer. Well, this one here says there really are donkey saddles. Say, traveler, how hard is it to ride a horse? How about you give it a try? She gasps. Seriously? Just a moment. She disappears behind the wall, and soon after that, gate is opened. While you dismount next to this wood-splitting spot, a couple of people surround you, pointing at your mount and commenting on its appearance, though they step away whenever Sodal makes a rapid movement. The guard in the yellow armor is the only one who steps forward. She raises her hands as if to pet your palfrey, but doesn't touch it. Looks smaller from above, she whispers loudly. How do I even get up there? It's not easy when you lack confidence. Better use a stool, or I can help you. She touches the animal, which pays no attention to her presence. Now I'm really scared. She contradicts her words with a gentle smile and shining eyes. Maybe I should wear something lighter? You nod and engage in a bit of chit-chat with the entire group, discussing what it takes to take care of a horse. Finally, the red-haired woman leads you under the roof, where your palfrey can rest, tethered with a cord to the wooden post, near some old hay. Once you're ready, go inside and speak with our boss. Maybe you're hungry? The other guards return to various chores. They speak at your mount every now and again. Oh, they peek at your mount every now and again as they're splitting firewood, cleaning their clothes, weeding garden patches, moving chairs. 2 of them making rope. You head toward the inn, hearing the piercing scream of a boar from the other side of the yard. I open the door. If you are in an inn in the morning, you can spend the entire day on resting. The locked windows make their air stuffy, and the weak fire in the stove hardly lightens up the hall. A muscular man is sweeping the floor near the stairs, but after he glances at you, he leans the broom against the wall and heads behind the counter. You're lucky to show up. His voice is deep and soft, with a city-like accent. You observe your keen attention, yet avoids your eyes. I have a keg of decent ale, wormwood, bog myrtle, juniper berries, cat's foot. He fills the mug carefully and puts it on the countertop. It's going to spoil soon. Today, maybe. You don't have to drink it. And we don't drink here before the even. Hate to see good stuff going to waste. His skin is dark, almost purple, rare even among the southern tribes. And his hair is naturally bluish. His clothes are quite fancy for manual labor. The elegant tunic won't stand out in the city square. You stand at the counter. Planks let out a creak of every step you make, so you slow down a bit. You swear the innkeeper made little to no noise. Here you go. He pushes the mug forward. But just so you know, my pelt in the north doesn't belong to Havlavan. You can sleep on the floor if you wish so, but if you want a better meal, you have to pay. We may have some leftovers from dinner, but I need to check. Thanks for the drink. I see you know how to make friends with a Roadwarden. He meets your eyes with a puzzled look, then grabs a wet cloth and starts to wipe down the shelves. From time to time, your conversation is interrupted by splashes of dirty water in a wooden bucket. Well, nothing's truly free. I have work for a soul of the road, but I don't need a new mouth to babble. He speaks slowly, audibly. I value my time, so you should value yours. I drink the ale. Dark room and wooden walls of the mug make the liquid look as brown as a chestnut. The tea... The lee? The lee and spring hits your nose, and the first sip is even too complex, too flowery. While the brewer has used fancy ingredients, the exotic licorice ruins the aftertaste. Now you know why there's so much left. Maybe it takes an acquired taste. Innkeeper nods. I was hoping to see someone willing to patrol the roads. Maybe you'll help me with a worrying thought I have? Which is... There are brigands in the woods. Our place is a stronghold, so I'm not afraid of an open strike, but they've gotten more active in the last 2 years. One day they may steal our furs, and I have no doubt they're the reason why merchants come here only once. Having bandits around gets expensive. He rubs his hands together, camouflaging his paws. I want you to reach Howler's Dell, northwest from here. It's the largest settlement around. I'm sure you'll get there sooner or later. Ask Thays, the mayor, about Glaucia, that bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I've heard rumors about a raid in the north. If Glaucia is ready to break the truth to locals, I'm willing to join forces with them to get rid of her band. He looks at a nearby dragon bone. Not too difficult, right? Just do it when you have a chance. A couple of days won't make much of a difference. I'll pay you 2 coins when you get back with the news. Fine? 3. He observed you for a moment. 2, he growls. Looking for Asterion, the previous warden. Are you now? I don't think I'm going to be much help, but I do want you to find him, so... Asterion and I made a risky deal. Well, a very promising one. Last time he was here, he took 50 coins, my half of the investment. He knocks on the table with a fist anxiously. If you get my coin, or at least find out what happened to the guy, I'll make sure you won't be disappointed after bringing me the news. Could be Asterion stole the coins and ran away? I just think Asterion ain't the kind of soul that would do such a thing. For him, it wasn't much of a fortune, and I'd risk saying he had earned my trust. Not only mine, you know. It was easy for a Roadwarden to make connections. He always had a place to go, things to take care of. I've asked travelers, I've sent a couple of my pals to find him. No real news. I know he stayed in the White Marshes for a day and was meant to do something with the people there. It's a village in the northwest. Just stay on the main road until you reach the bogs. Then enter them. You may get there before dusk. So let me know if you find anything, and we may yet return to this whole investment thing. What else do you need? You have any leftovers? Go through the gates and turn left. You'll see a bunch of bushes. We need some berries. Bring me a bucket full. You'll be done in an hour or so. Your horse could use a nap anyway, and I'll prepare something to fill you. It's not made of metal, with its long curved claw almost black. Berries are not a problem, unlike the snakes. Better scare them away with a stick or move them with a hook. And protect your hands. Little ones won't eat you, but don't get bitten. I'm sure you know how to be patient. What other questions? About Glaucia's band. Okay. What can you tell me about the peninsula? What could anyone say? The place doesn't even have a name, unless there's an old book in an archive that no soul knows about. But it's not us who hunt, keep them in heart. The beasts of all shapes and forms. Lived in the sin for just over 10 years now, only seen a couple roads, a couple places. It's just, once you get here, you see how harsh it is to hit the road. You've only more reason to stay at the warm stove behind a wall, even if it's suffocating. I'm sure you've heard a lot lately. People don't build hamlets anymore. No ibexes from the south. Traders only stay a few days. All of our iron is used for cauldrons, not swords or tools. That's all I need. Soto's lazily looking around. This hour, the armorer's workshop is closed. I'm gonna go forage for berries. Innkeeper knew what he was talking about. Plants don't have thorns, but the leaves are harsh. It makes her cover your skin with your clothes. Presence of insects and snakes doesn't allow you to relax. Get the berries. Fruits on. Great. Got a cabbage stew with a few goose chunks for you. You could serve it even to merchants if there were any around. And like I said, I rarely have food to spare, but feel free to ask if you stop by. You may be lucky. I've been cooking my whole life. Thanks. A little hook mine. So you still have your hands. I'd like to buy it from you. How much money do I have? I have 5. I have 5 money. the claw that grabs my interest, honestly. It's a nice one. Guards once had to get rid of a pebbler. You can't really eat them, but their claws and bones are durable enough, so we put them good use. Single coin to be fair. I'll pay him. So now is it in my inventory? Yeah! Berry picking hook. Nice. I'm assuming that'll be good when I'm out and maybe needing to forage. I guess I'll save. Oh, quick save complete. Great. Any rumors? Doesn't trust me enough to share gossip. That's fine. Let's try axe throwing. I've trained in axe throwing for years. I've got this. Got an advantage. Anything okay? Necromancers? I think I'm starting to get a little bored. What do you have for sale? Ah, a box of soap. And I can get some more. One thing about the game you want to draw attention to. What do you think is the price point of this game? Oh, I don't remember. Because I got it in a Humble Bundle, so. Ooh. I have bought things. Maybe now, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna go to the well and I'm going to wash my shell. Yay! I am a little cleaner. I'm gonna go rest. Based on vibes, what would I pay for this? I don't know, like $10? Normally it's $10. Hey! I called it. Currently it's on sale for 75% off. Yeah, I guess I'm just not sure what else I need to do. Like, I could rest or whatever. That sale runs all the way to April 21st. Yeah, I just feel like I'm a little bit tired. Yeah, for sure. I think I might end it here. I'm like too many goals. Tired now. need need straightforward gameplay, punch other person. Um but let me run an ad break and then I'll play some Magic. Ah, yes, and super basic ads. Uh if Roadwarden type games are your vibe, it's good value, game of solid recommendations, just beware it may not be your vibe. And I think it might be more enjoyable, honestly, if I wasn't reading everything out loud, but I was just getting tired of talking, of reading everything out loud.